I'd like to welcome everyone to the annual organizational meeting for the Board of Trustees for the Sequoia Community College District. Today is Monday, December 16th, and we're going to start agenda by doing the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand and help me salute our nation. Ready, salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excellent. First thing on the agenda, oath of office, and I'll hand it over to our CEO, Dr. Keller.
Thank you, President Macareno. If you'll follow me down, we're going to go in order of wards, and you're representing Ward 3, so if you'll just stand to my right. And yeah, don't block Eddie's view here. And raise your right hand. I'll have you affirm this once I'm done reading. Do you, Raymond Macareno, solemnly swear or affirm that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which you are about to enter. Do you so affirm?
I do.
Congratulations. And now for Ward 4, I'd like to invite Connie Diaz to the podium. Okay. And please, family members, if you want to come around into the well here and get a better view, please do so. It's beautiful. Raise your right hand. I'll have you affirm this at the end. Do you, Connie Diaz, solemnly swear or affirm that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which you are about to enter? Do you so affirm?
I do.
Congratulations. Trustee Diaz.
Is it okay if I say a few words?
Absolutely, please do.
I would like to actually first, good evening everybody for being here. I'd like to first acknowledge, the electeds who are here. Eddie Valero, Tulare County Supervisor. Jose Segala, Tulare City Council. Let's see, do we have anybody else?
Steve Harrell?
Oh, Steve Harrell. Sorry, I couldn't see you. Tulare City Council, thank you so much for being here. So I want to welcome and thank all of you for joining me at my first College of the Sequoias board meeting. I'm very excited to share this special moment with all of you, and I'm extremely honored to serve the community and residents of Ward 4 on the COS board. I have to say, taking that oath of office carries a lot of weight. I would not be here tonight without the support and confidence of the voters across the district have given me. I thank them with the fullness of my heart for believing in me and my vision to serve as an engaged, active, and involved board trustee. I also would like to take a moment to recognize my family who is here with me. I appreciate my daughters Galilea and Sophia and Daniel. I also would not have been able to have a winning campaign without my steadfast team, supporters, volunteers, and friends who joined me from day one and who stood by my side through thick and thin of the campaign. I'm very proud of the broad coalition we built to reach out to every part of the district and engage voters at their homes about the reasons I decided to run. Their overwhelming support is a reinforcement of my vision and mission on the COS board. I want to share with you some of my initial priorities and what you can expect from me as a college trustee. First, I would like to thank everyone who believed in me. Gosh, almost sounds like Snoop, huh? And who believed in me and my campaign, all of you who supported me in many and different ways. I understand that change is difficult for some, but I am committed to representing and advocating for every single stakeholder, regardless if they supported my campaign or not. The broad coalition I was able to put together was composed of local elected officials, labor organizations, community-based advocacy organizations, in addition to student, business, and community leaders. I look forward to serving on the board and working with my new colleagues and President Calvin to move forward policy and budgetary ideas that will put students first and support them in their education journeys at COS. Throughout my campaign, I had an opportunity to connect with students, faculty, staff, and community members. I got an understanding of the concerns, ideas, and solutions they had to improve the academic journeys of students and the needs of the community and staff. So as I continued to campaign, I was able to put together a number of those ideas that I shared in conversations with voters. Given the election results, I feel strongly that the community was supportive of my platform. I plan on spending time in my first year to bring them forward and work with my fellow board members and administration to discuss and consider. First was childcare. I would like to work with my board and administration to research on how we can reinstate childcare by looking at the logistics, funding, and opportunities available to support students with children to obtain their education. Second is protecting vulnerable students from federal government attacks. I would like to work with the board and administration to stand with students through public statements, policies, or initiatives we can take to support them as the incoming presidential administration promises to go after segments of our vulnerable student population. I will be asking our board president and superintendent to place on the agenda a discussion on how we can accomplish this. Third on my platform is a dual and concurrent enrollment and expansion of access to community-based courses. I would like to focus time on working to make sure that the process to participate in a dual and concurrent enrollment programs are streamlined, user-friendly, and expanded for students. Let me tell you that with some of the experience under my belt in this area, my two daughters can tell you we have some ideas on improvement. I would also like to explore the possibility of having community-based courses for students to take in their local community. Fourth is to improve communication with the community. During the campaign, I heard many residents in my district that they would like to be more informed about the opportunities the college can offer them and their families. I know that COS does a great job at sharing collaterals to that effect, and I must give credit to a great marketing campaign. I will work with the administration to see how we can strengthen that communication. Lastly, but certainly not least, is the COS Tulare campus. Finally, I will be working with the administration and provost of the Tulare campus to continue to support the great work they are doing to support students on campus. I know these may seem ambitious, but not impossible to achieve within my first year on the board. I'm committed to bringing them forward. So thank you to everyone for your support, and I look forward to my tenure on the COS Board of Trustees.
Wonderful. Before we get started, I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge some family members myself. So, father figure to me, former Mayor Vice Jesus Gamboa, thank you for being here. My uncle Ruben Macareno, newly elected Office of Education Board Trustee. My children, Diego, Daniela, Noah, Marco, I think Gemma's somewhere there.
There she is.
And then cousins Patty and Jose Jimenez. Thank you guys for being here. We're going to now move on to public comment. And then I should mention that after this brief meeting, we'll have a reception in room 1. So I'd like to welcome everyone to stay and join us for the reception afterwards. Next is public comment. Per Board Policy 2350, any person may address the board at this time either on an agenda item or other matters of interest to the public that are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. A maximum of 5 minutes is allowed for each speaker, with a maximum time of 15 minutes per item unless otherwise extended by the board. Does anyone wish to make public comment concerning items on the agenda? Would anyone like to make public comment concerning items not on the agenda? Not seeing none, we'll move on to organizational meeting for the Board of Trustees. And I'll actually pass it to Dr. Calvin.
Thank you, President Macareno. I'm happy to walk us through the election of the board president, and then once a board president is nominated and elected, I'll pass the mantle back to the board president for further elections. So let me open nominations for the position of board president.
Superintendent Calvin, it would be my honor to nominate Trustee Macareno to continue as president of the Board of Trustees.
Trustee Lane, do we have further nominations? Close nominations and ask those in favor of Trustee Macareno continuing as the board president signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Congratulations on another term as board president.
Thank you. I look forward to serving as president of the board for the next 12 months. Moving on to election of the board vice president. At this time, I'll open it up for nominations.
Mr. President, having served as vice president for the last year, I would be happy to relinquish that position and nominate former board president John Lane to serve as the vice president.
Is there any other nominations? If there are no other nominations, I'll close nominations, and those in favor of electing Trustee Lane for board vice president, say aye.
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 Those opposed, say nay. Welcome. Motion carries. Yeah, thank you. At this time, I'll open nominations for the election of board clerk.
Go ahead, John.
Please.
Go ahead.
I'd be honored to nominate Trustee Nunes to serve as board clerk for the next 12 months.
Are there any other nominations? If there are no other nominations, I will close nominations. All in favor of Trustee Nunes to serve as the board clerk, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
And those that oppose, say nay. Welcome to being board clerk for the next year, Trustee Nunes. The next action item is authorized signature form. And in your packet, you have the authorized signatures. They include Brent Calvin, Ron Perez, Jennifer, Dr. Lacerna, Jessica Morrison, Rainbow Park Moore, Leangela Miller Hernandez, the board president, the board vice president, the board clerk. Seek a motion to approve these individuals as authorized signatures for calendar year 2025.
Move to approve.
Motion by Trustee Lane, seconded by Trustee Diaz. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is setting meeting time, place for dates for 2025. It is recommended the board set the second Monday of each month at 5 p.m. as the regular meeting time and date, unless otherwise noted.
Mr. President, I know that we had one meeting this year that conflicted with, what was it, Veterans Day? That's not the case this coming year, or so we're strictly on a second Monday. Is that correct?
It would be on a Tuesday next year.
Yes, Trustee Nunes, you are correct. With the exception of April, we need to decide if we want to go on the 14th of April. That's during the college's spring break. There is staff here, I believe, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's a pretty sparse campus, though, or we could bump it to the third Monday, which would be the 21st. Board pleasure, really.
Well, given that, my preference, I suppose, two reasons. April 14th is right before tax day, although I don't do much tax work anymore, that still may be, and given the fact that campus is not fully active, perhaps we should consider the 21st. But
Next,
21st?
can I get a motion to approve the calendar as set with the date in April being April 21st?
I so move.
Motion by trustee Nunes, seconded by trustee Diaz. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next to board member committee representatives, we have 5 board members and 5 positions, and so I've done my best to look at opportunities to have them serve in their capacity. So I'd like to recommend a slate for Board Budget Subcommittee, trustee Lane and trustee Sherman. For the California Community College Trustee Association, that'd be myself. For COS Foundation, trustee Nunes. For COS Ag Advisory Committee, trustee Diaz. And for board representative to vote in the election of county committee members, trustee Diaz.
No objection, I would move to accept the slate as outlined.
Motion, do I have a second to then accepting those positions? Okay. So motion by trustee Lane, seconded by trustee Nunes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, any final comments, Dr. Calvin?
I don't think so. Please join us in room 1 for some refreshments, and congratulations to trustee Diaz and President Macareno.
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.
Let's party. Let's party.